Now, before the break, we recommended a story from our friend Baxter Holmes on how team health officials say they're struggling to find balance in managing their jobs amid the current COVID-19 protocols. Compliance with league policy has fallen largely on athletic trainers, who, of course, also responsible for helping players maintain their bodies for optimal performance. One anonymous, look at these quotes. One anonymous Western Conference head athletic trainer told Baxter, quote, "We're responsible for the logistics of all the staff, PCR testing, and all of the player rapid testing, and the compliance with the timelines that go into that every day, whether it's an off day, game day. So the workload has increased dramatically, and there's not been a decrease in any of the other workload." Richard, I thought you guys could give good insight, right, between the relationship between players and trainers and this relationship changing with coronavirus protocols and sort of the burden on these guys. And the dynamic is always
You're setting it up. All you have to do is say this. It's different than what it was a long time ago, but that's not the point. The point is like that anonymous GM or the anonymous trainer sounded like we have a lot more work to do. That's really what it comes down to, because when we first came into the league, and this is not a get off our lawn, it's
the whole show.
You had two trainers, and one of the trainers was an equipment manager, and that's also why they would crack jokes about if you're a young player, don't even think about getting on the table. Right. You need room for veterans, right? But now it's to a point where you have 3 trainers. You have a what is it called? A sports science team. You have a sleep doctor. You have 3 nutritionists. You have 4 weight coaches. You have a staff of like 15 people that used to do a job of 3. So don't tell me that these protocols and this more work. Yes, it is more work, but there's a lot of people there that are helping to put their hands on these athletes.
In other words, they're asking for a raise.
Yeah, basically. That's basically saying we got a lot more work to do.
We got a lot more work. I need more pay.
Yeah. I do think it's a lot, and the protocols do keep changing. They just issued something about masks, right? And when guys are on the bench versus when they come out for halftime versus all of that. It is a lot to keep track of. And then the protocols, too, about how many people can be in a room with a guy when he is on the training table have changed. So I do think, you are being unnecessarily harsh.
Go 10 years ago.
Yes.
And look, and if we were to do a number, each team that had a quote-unquote training medical staff, and we can include the weight team, like the weight staff. Yeah. So you would have a weight coach and an assistant weight coach. No one had personal trainers. So then you would have so literally it's a total of 6. Now that number has ballooned to between 10 and 15. So between 10 and 15 versus 6, 10, 15 years ago, don't tell me that you can't still get hands on bodies of players. Basically what he's saying is can they just, the NBA hire one protocol person to handle that so we can focus on the players? That's what I'm hearing.
Said it best.
The teams could hire that if they wanted to.
They could, but they're like, we're paying 15 people already on this staff.
Yeah, but the value of the franchise went up to $2-3 billion.
Right, exactly. So there you go. I do know in the bubble there were a couple guys who just forgot to get tested, as you may remember. I'm not pointing any fingers at you, Richard Jefferson, but in teams they would say, well, that the athletic trainer was supposed to chase him down. It's just a lot for these guys to do.
It
is a lot, and they've never had to do this before.
And you got to understand, they're putting themselves at more risk of catching also. And so when you have 1 or 2 people, I think teams should do this. You have 15 players on a team. You should assign 3 players to 1 trainer. So if that means hiring 5 trainers now.
They got 5 trainers.
They have 5 trainers. And it'll lessen the load on a lot of these guys because there's still some teams at the bottom that got 1 or 2 trainers.
Well, also, I think part of this is there's more sensitivity because of a short offseason for some teams or a very long offseason for other teams, and you have more soft tissue injury concerns. Another line that stood out in the piece was them talking about how an overload of healthcare providers, meaning that, notable injuries we've already seen this season, right? Do you think that if trainers are stretched thinner, we will see more injuries, or there's no correlation, it's just timing and injuries?
Yeah, there's no correlation. But I will tell you this about the players now. They're more needy also. I mean, this is.
Wow.
I mean, no, seriously, because I remember my last day.
Yeah, that has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with COVID protocols.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the trainer not stretching them or nothing. I mean, you're gonna get an injury some way, somehow, because you're an athlete. But the players that come, I remember players coming until and get with the trainer if they had a bad toenail or something. Or like seriously, everybody was on the table. Before, everybody would come in and get up shots, lift weights. Now everybody come in at 8 a.m. to get on the table. Yeah. And so there's more there's more demand for the trainer and more work for him.
And
it
again,
wasn't like that before.
the technology of the equipment, whether it's game readies, Normatex, all of these things did not exist 10, 15 years ago. So you're talking about no game readies, no Normatex, no like hydrotherapy bath, no, all of this equipment there. No, but it's for a player. You can go home in Normatec. You can go home with a game ready. You can get there 15 minutes. Or every team has a massage therapist. Every single team has a massage therapist. Sometimes, no, I'm not bitter. I'm just saying that like the players have everything at their disposal. So for a trainer to come and say, well, we can't get hands on the players. It's like, wait, what are you talking about here?
This is why I want to
This is why he was anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. This is why he was anonymous, because he's just like, wait, we only have 3 massage therapists, we have 6 trainers, and we have 3 wait staff, but you know, we have an overload.
There you go. This is the word from these 2 guys. I can't see them from their lawn. I'm so far off it, but that's for later. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.